Do you ever feel like anger is controlling you instead of the other way around? Like that moment when frustration and resentment build up to the point where you just explode. It's like when the cowboy is on the bull and it's just like bucking and you just like lose your bananas. I mean, what if I told you though that anger could be a tool for empowerment instead of destruction? I need to know this too. Look, I'm even wearing my Mars Goes t-shirt for this talk today. I mean, I've definitely been there. I bet you've been there. And whether it's a misunderstanding with a loved one or just like feeling unheard at work or watching an injustice in the world, I know we can all relate to that. Anger can arise when we feel wronged, powerless, or ignored. It's that energy that like bubbles up when we think this is not fair. It's really the voice of worth. But here's the thing, like anger can be really productive. It doesn't have to control us. And if we learn, we can channel it into really empowering things. If you don't know me, I'm Candice Rasa. I'm with Astromatrix, the best astrology app to help you develop deeper insights into your authentic self. I'm a licensed therapist trained in transpersonal psychology and a researcher and channel of the Akashic Records. I am a super passionate guide for those seeking to understand the deeper layers of their emotions, and I've had the honor of working with so many different types of individuals over the years to help them transform negative emotions like anger. And I'm super passionate about this emotion in particular because it has the potential for empowering serious growth. So today we're going to explore how anger works with your emotional landscape and how astrology plays a role in that. And specifically, I'm going to offer you a guided meditation of the Akashic Record to help you transform that anger into meaningful action. Make sure you stay to the end of the video because you'll not only understand how anger works within you and how you can relate it to your chart, but you're also going to experience a very powerful experiential activity and some really powerful 3 takeaways that you can work with in your everyday life. You'll walk away with the tools to recognize when anger is taking over, how to release it, and you will know how to use it for positive change. If you're unfamiliar with Dr. David Hawking's map of consciousness, it's a scale that measures the different levels of human consciousness. Here's an example. From the most destructive emotions to the most elevated emotions. And each level represents a vibrational frequency, and the higher the frequency, like a ladder, the more connected to love and peace and empowerment we are. Anger, for example, sits at a level of 150, and the map of consciousness as rage, a very low vibrational state that can cause us to spiral into frustration and helplessness. But with awareness, we can raise our frequency, moving into courage, which is level 200. And beyond. And where we start to really kind of use anger as a source of energy in more constructive ways. I'm super curious about courage, right? So anger is an emotional response to perceived injustice and threat, and it often feels like a surge of energy that demands attention. And like if it's left unchecked, it can lead to really destructive behaviors. Anger is a natural emotion though, and I talk to clients about this all the time. Sometimes we can get stuck in lower vibrational states because we are unleashing anger in a very toxic way, or we're turning it inward on ourselves and we're not expressing it or processing it properly. So you might be thinking like, what does this have to do with astrology? Well, I am happy to share because my Mars in my birth chart is totally out of bounds in the first house next to my moon. If you know anything about astrology, that's like a wild placement, right? And so Mars is the planet of action and aggression. It's where leadership happens. It's where power happens. And when Mars is in a challenging aspect in your own chart, maybe like a square or an opposition, it can result in explosive anger, frustration, and unresolved aggression. Mars represents the energy of conflict, assertiveness, and the drive to act. Aries, which is ruled by Mars, is the sign often associated with quick, impulsive anger. While Scorpio, a water sign ruled by Pluto and Mars in older traditional astrology lenses, can also carry a very deep kind of like simmering, boiling water kind of anger, often rooted in feelings of betrayal and control issues. So if you have Mars or Aries or Scorpio in hard aspects in your chart, these can be signs of a prominent anger opportunity or anger expression. And so you'll want to know that it might be harder to manage, but I think this can also be a reflection of ways that you can express your power and your courage in much more harmonious ways. So anger does keep us stuck. It gets in the way. It interferes with our relationships. You probably don't need me to tell you that. I mean, if you struggle with anger and you're watching this video, you know how it's impacted your life. When it's not processed, it can keep us really trapped in a cycle of emotional turmoil. It could lead to apathy, level 50, or fear, level 100, as we withdraw from confrontation and suppress our feelings and let anger kind of take control. And when this internalized anger can happen, we start to sabotage our relationships, causing us to lash out at people, create distance, play games, engage in destructive behaviors. It also gets in the way of our goals by keeping us in a very reactive state. So we're not really productive in the world or in our relationships. And so I get it. Like perhaps you've been in a situation where you snapped at a partner or a friend because of something small, only to realize that it was a buildup of something else that's unaddressed within you. That's a really good example of how you know anger is alive in a destructive pattern. Or maybe you've kept anger inside for so long that it started to manifest physically. I have a lot of clients like this. They have tension in their body. They are experiencing headaches. They have inflammation. They have rashes. And when we hold on to anger and we don't really express it in a productive way, it keeps us really dense. It's like a low frequency emotional state that not only affects our emotional well-being, but can also affect our physical health. So anger can teach us a lot, and it does not have to be destructive. My favorite example of this is Gandhi. He changed a salt tax in India by not responding aggressively, but by engaging in a peaceful protest. And that is a wonderful example of how anger can become something more. And it can be a driving force of Mars that really helps us to change the world. When we transmute anger into purposeful action, we move from rage on 150 on the guidance scale up to courage at 200, where we take responsibility for our emotions and we channel them into positive change. For example, maybe you felt when you've seen an injustice in the world that you can't do anything about it. But the anger could fuel you to take action. Maybe you're volunteering, you're advocating, you're creating something, you're having a crucial conversation about boundary setting with someone you care about. These are all really powerful, helpful changes that anger can make in your life, right? So here's where you want to watch out. You want to know that it's kind of unhelpful in your life if you're in a lower state of consciousness with anger, when you feel overwhelmed by it, kind of blacked out by it, or trapped by it. You might also notice that it's like stirring or within your body a whole lot. And this is when the physical symptoms start, like the tension and the clenched jaw or the racing heart. Emotionally, you might also feel really stuck in rage, where it's like a cycle. You just can't get out of rage. And that's because it needs more productivity. It needs to move in you in a higher octave. So this is where relationships may suffer, or we may suffer. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am here for all the productive ways that anger can show up. So let's work on transmuting that together now. So I give you permission, wherever you are, to stand up and give a good shake of the body. Yes, shake of the body. This is an ancient tribal healing practice where they like move negative energy through their body by shaking. And so I'm going to get up and do that as well. And this is allowing us again to move energy in the biofield. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do a little guided meditation. So let's all get up right now and do a little shaking medicine. Okay, so inhale. Exhale. Okay. That felt good. Felt so good. So take a minute. If you need more time, keep shaking. But if you don't, come back to your chair and take some breaths with me. And as you breathe, put your hands on your heart center and feel the sensations of energy movement and the power of that. And we're going to drop right into an Akashic meditation to meet a version of us that needs to meet anger with more curiosity. So deepening your breath and closing your eyes if you haven't already. Feel the sensations in your body, relax, ground, and feel roots growing from your feet deep into the earth, anchoring you securely, holding you tenderly in this present moment of wisdom and love. And now visualizing this beautiful golden light all around you, and set the intention to enter into your own Akashic field. The Akashic field is simply your own personal soul library, the space of all knowingness, of oneness, and of memory. And as you imagine this golden light, you breathe deeper and deeper into a relaxed state. And from where you are in this safe space, you ask for a memory to come forward from your childhood when anger was present. And perhaps picturing yourself as this child, you recall the situation, how anger arose. Noticing your feelings and the people around you. Observing how you reacted and what happened. Taking a deep breath with that. Notice how you expressed or repressed your anger. Were you heard? Did you suppress the feeling or did you explode? Just notice and take another breath with that. And now ask yourself, what did I really need in that moment as that child? What did you really need? Maybe it's something you didn't get, like comfort or validation or space to express yourself. Whatever it is, from this rooted place that you're in now, see yourself giving this to a younger self right now. And take a breath with that. And if you're noticing that this child version of you is holding on to any blame, any pain, any hurt, any rage, invite that child to open their own heart and to release that energy into the golden field of the Akash, allowing it to be transformed and elevated and made into something else. And feel that anger shift into clarity, strength, drive, purpose, and courage. Breathe with that. Continuing consistently to offer this child what they needed. You might even say in your head, I give this to you. And be very clear about what you are giving. And as you do that, you take another deep breath and affirm, through my mantra, I release this destructive anger and transform it into action and useful creativity. It is safe to express my anger now because I am taking good care of this emotion within me. And as you breathe that in, breathe it into all of your cells, into your heart center. Let it be the most powerful breath you've taken. Really allow yourself to feel like you're taking care of yourself. So as you breathe, let's do one more inhale and exhale, kind of bringing you back into your awareness now and coming back into this present moment. And maybe stretching and moving and allowing yourself to re-enter this conversation. And you're going to allow the feelings of peace and of clarity to come in. And so I'm going to leave you today with our chat, with our 3 things, our mantra, our question, and our tip. And so the mantra I leave you with is, I acknowledge my anger as a powerful force for change. I invite you to write this question down for your journal practice. How can I take action now to utilize my strengths in a powerful way? And number 3 is my tip, one I share with clients often. Remember, your pain point is always the initiation of your gifts. Today, we've learned that anger is not an enemy. It's a powerful tool for personal transformation. We've also talked about how to move it up that consciousness scale. And by understanding its roots in astrology, we can transmute it into purposeful action through the Akashic records when we remember that everything is here to help us expand and to grow, and that we have these placements in our birth chart for a reason. Let's use that energy to create positive outcomes in the world. I think you know the world needs our creative, loving alchemy more than ever right now. If this video resonated with you, I invite you to comment below. What's one thing you plan to do to channel your anger into empowerment? Let's share our thoughts and experiences and questions on that and start a conversation. Don't forget to follow Astro Matrix. You can also check me out at Rasa Healing. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos on transforming emotions and unblocking your highest potential. And till next time, dive deep and be empowered.